Baylor right now. Let's take a look at the starting five for the Bullpups tonight. Drew Labertew, 3 points per game. The 6'3" senior in his career in this Invitational, 3 points per game, and he was big last night defensively. Ended up with 1 point as well. Then second, Mason Alexander, a 6'1" senior, and boy, what a night he had last night. 18 points, the rallying force in that second half with 12 after the break, finished with 18. Then third, Jace Alexander in the spot of his cousin Jake Alexander, and boy, Jace was good last night. Finished with 9 points, averaging just over 3 a game this year, and he had a couple of big shots in last night's game. Fourth, Thomas Diggs, the 6'1" senior, 3 points per game, had 3 points last night on a triple early on in that game. Thomas, again, big down the stretch. And then finally, Ben Pyle, the 6'8" senior, his 88th game of his career. And again for him, this is game number 12 in the McPherson Invitational. He's averaging just under 15 per game in his career in this tournament. And what a game he had last night with 22 points. The Bullpups will need all 5 of them tonight. Jake Alexander is suited up but is not starting. We'll see what they do with him later on in this game, Steve.
Yeah, Jake was out there warming up. He looked like he was running halfway decent. I'm sure he's had his foot in an ice bucket all day. Brandon Labertew won't let him play unless he really feels like that, he's actually good to go. They don't want to put him out there and have a chance of injuring him further. So, Jace Alexander, though, very capable. And, of course, Cody Stufflebean, what can you say about the performance he had last night?
Bishop Carroll, their starters will look like this. Carson Prock, the 6'2" junior, is averaging 15 points per game this week. Then Gunnar Lynch, 6'2", a junior. Then Tanner Mans, their 6'4" sophomore down low. He's averaging 14 per game in this tournament. Carson Lee, a 6' junior, averaging 8 per game, had 16 in the first, and then 0 yesterday. And then finally, their do-it-all guy, Luke Evans, 6'2" senior, almost had a triple-double in the opener, and then yesterday ended up with 4 points, but still, Bishop Carroll was able to beat Free State. Those are the Golden Eagles. Those are the Bullpups, Steve. Time now for our Alliance Agency, Inc. keys to the game. It's the MVP, or the McPherson Invitational title game. What's your key?
I think we've got to match their intensity. They're going to come out and play very, very hard. They really go after loose balls. We've got to get on the floor and get after it.
We're ready to rock and roll here from the Roundhouse. The Bullpups come out in their home whites. Bishop Carroll for the third straight day in their road green. Ben Pyle at center court. He wins the opening tap back to Mason Alexander, and the Bullpups start with the basketball. The 54th annual McPherson Invitational title game underway now. Mason Alexander on the right wing. Down low for Ben Pyle, working his way to the basket. Feels the double team. Kick out. Jace Alexander for 3 from the top. No good. Rebound pulled down on the grab by Tanner Mann, 6'4" sophomore. Bishop Carroll runs the basketball from right to left. Now underneath, picking up his dribble is Carson Prock. We'll get it over into the left corner for Mann. Pyle jumps the route a little bit too quick. Shot is missed. Tanner Mans misses a little 8-foot runner. Rebound, Mason Alexander. Mason Alexander, Ben Pyle, Jace Alexander, Drew Labertew, and Thomas Diggs. Mason pulls up free throw line. No, but a rebound by Jace Alexander and a foul called on Bishop Carroll from behind. We're just 32 seconds in. No score.
And this is a very young Carroll team. Pratt, a junior. Tanner Mans, a sophomore. Alex Littlejohn, who will see a lot of action. He's a freshman, so you just wonder if they have any jitters, or maybe they're too young to be nervous.
Bullpups have never lost to Bishop Carroll. They are 8-0 all-time against the Golden Eagles. Backdoor pass. Ben Pyle scoops the pass. Labertew. He goes up and in for 2. Drew Labertew with the first bucket of the game, and the Bullpups take a 2-0 lead 1 minute in.
And Drew Labertew, it doesn't show up in the box score. He was tremendous last night. I had an opposing coach say, I've never seen a guy that scores so little do so much.
Tanner Mans left open. They give him that 3, and he knocks it down. Tanner Mans, they left him open. They gave him the space, and he knocks down the triple. Tanner Mans had only gone 2 out of 10 so far in the Invitational from 3, and he gives Bishop Carroll a 3-2 lead. Now Mason Alexander trying to answer, and does. Mason Alexander, his 20th 3 of the season, and the Bullpups go right back on top, 5-3.
And yeah, I think Mason found his stroke there in the fourth quarter. Jake Alexander going to give it a try. He's off the bench. Probably get a big roar from the crowd when he comes in.
Luke Evans dribbling at the top. The thing to watch for this Bishop Carroll team are those back cuts. They try one there. Stolen away. Bullpups have the advantage. They're running with numbers. 3-on-3. Handoff. Ben Pyle will get the roll as he hits the deck. Running into that lane. Ben Pyle with his first basket. And the Bullpups off to a 7-3 lead.
And give a great assist to Mason Alexander. Dropped it back over his head to Ben. He knew Ben would be trailing him.
Carson Proct, hands off over on the right side. First time touching the ball is Carson Lee. Into the hands of Luke Evans, going to work on Labertew. Evans with a nice up and under, but a travel. Instead, they'll call it on the floor. Foul on the floor, that'll be on Drew Labertew. As our official was making his motion to point down with his hands, I thought he was getting ready to do a little roll. So Jake Alexander will come into the game for Drew Labertew after Labertew picks up his first personal.
And if I'm Bishop Carroll, I go right at Jake Alexander to test that ankle, and Mans, it looks like, is who Jake is going to be guarding.
Carson Lee, top of the circle, being picked up by Jace Alexander over to the left side. For Mans, Luke Evans over on the left elbow. They run their offense through the elbow. Evans pulls up from 15 and knocks it down. Luke Evans only scored 4 points yesterday and only took 5 shots. But they didn't even need it. He's such a good player. Distributing the basketball. Left corner, Jake Alexander for 3, a little strong, and a rebound underneath by Carson Proct. 7-5 McPherson, 5:10 to go in the first quarter. Now Mann stripped on his way up, and a double dribble called against Bishop Carroll.
I want to give a shout-out to the McPherson College women's team tonight.
Yeah.
Knocked off number 16, Tabor, at the Sports Center. Been a long time since the Bulldogs have beaten Tabor, but they got it done tonight.
Great crowd rolling in here at the Roundhouse. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. 7-5 McPherson. Ben Pyle to the top for Jake Alexander. Pass back to Pyle, right wing, the trigger for 3. No. Ball knocked out of bounds off Mason Alexander last. And Bishop Carroll will have it on the baseline. Cody Stufflebean will check into the game for Thomas Diggs. So Mason Alexander, Jake Alexander, Jace Alexander, Ben Pyle, and Cody Stufflebean on the floor.
Well, with Jake and Ben and Cody all on the floor, the Bullpups have a really big look. 6'8", 6'4", 6'4".
Bishop Carroll settling into the offense on the basket to our left. You have to watch for those back screens and also those back cuts. Ball knocked out of bounds over by Mason Alexander. Over on the far side of the floor, Tanner Mans will inbound for the Golden Eagles.
Got a really good officiating crew tonight, even though the Free State coach didn't seem to like them very much in the game before. I think Free State spent too much time complaining about the officials.
And Luke Evans hits a contested 3 from the top of the circle. Bishop Carroll takes an 8-7 lead. Mason Alexander brings the basketball left to right. Luke Evans already with 5 points, more than he had all of yesterday against Free State. Not very many people thought the Golden Eagles would be playing in this championship game. Mason Alexander picks up his dribble at the free throw line. Ben Pyle gets into the lane. Kick out. Left corner, Jake Alexander. Missed his first try here earlier. Jake feels the double team, now steps up and avoids it. Back to Ben Pyle. Halfway through the first quarter, 8-7 Bishop Carroll with an early lead. Pyle hands off on the right wing for Jace Alexander, and great defense by Luke Evans. He gets the steal up the floor and an easy 2 for Gunnar Lynch. And that is why Luke Evans is so good.
This is what the Bullpups did last night. They did not get back on defense in transition. Mason from way downtown, no good.
Pull-up 3 is off the mark. Rebound for Luke Evans underneath. He is third in rebounds in the tournament coming in. He passes up the floor. Mans on the left block, left-handed in.
And the Bullpups again do not get back on defense, and that is 9 in a row for the Eagles. And I got a feeling Coach Kinnamon, his neck, you could fry an egg on. Bullpups a little sluggish here at the outset.
12-7 Bishop Carroll. Back cut. Pyle driving to the basket, and a block will be called underneath on Carson Lee as Pyle was dribbling in, and Carson Lee got in his way. That'll be team foul number 1 against Bishop Carroll.
Yeah, Bullpups had a 7-3 lead, but 9 straight now. And Jace Alexander's going to come out. And I know Coach Kinnaman's not happy. His team is, I think, that game last night, they used a lot of energy. They just haven't quite, woke up yet tonight.
Mason inbounding on the baseline. Wanted the lob to the rim. It wasn't there. Instead, he'll throw it back up top for Thomas Diggs. Diggs and Labertew just checked in. And Mason Alexander pumps the basketball top of the circle. Moves the offense to his left. Hands off Ben Pyle. Wants the screen. Crossover dribble. Left corner. Alexander floater from 8 feet. No. Offensive rebound for a moment, but then pulled back down by Luke Larkin, 6'1" sophomore. Now bringing the ball up the floor is Brennan St. Vrain, a 5'8" sophomore. From deep, Tanner Mans, 3. In and out. Rebound Mason Alexander on the baseline. Mason brings the Bullpups left to right. Now on the right wing. Gets a high screen from Cody Stufflebean. Mason with the crossover. Now to Ben Pyle over on the left wing. He's being defended by Tanner Mans, their biggest player at 6'4" and a sophomore. Pyle to Thomas Diggs. Diggs, backdoor. Mason thought about a 12-footer. Pulls the ball back out to the three-point line. It's stolen away by Luke Evans, his second of the game.
Yeah, Mason tried to go behind his back, and a little too much sugar there as Evans picked it off.
They try to go quickly back up the floor. Luke Larkin misses underneath, and a rebound for Ben Pyle. 2:10 to go in the first quarter, and 12-7 Bishop Carroll.
4 minutes without a point for the Bullpups.
Mason Alexander swings the basketball left wing. Ben Pyle, head fake, drives in, gets bumped, would have made the shot, but it's waved off as he knocked it down from about 10 feet. Found the baseline, team foul number 2 against Carroll.
And here's been one of their big sparks getting ready to come into the game. 6'3" freshman Alex Littlejohn, and he has been a real spark plug. He's a real skinny player, but he gets an awful lot done.
Mason Alexander pounds the basketball on the baseline to our right. Thomas Diggs gets the inbound in the left corner. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, 12-7 Bishop Carroll. Labertew dribbles to the near side and hands off for Ben Pyle. Works off a Cody Stufflebean screen. Pyle dribbling in and turns it over, throws it right to Brennan St. Brain underneath. He'll try and run it coast to coast, but then pulls the ball back out.
And they're really...
And now Carroll throws it into the backcourt.
They're muscling up. Luke Evans is really muscling up on Ben Pyle. And Ben, you know, is a finesse player, and all that bumping is starting to bother him a little bit. They're letting a lot of contact go, and that actually works in Carroll's favor. Bishop Carroll is a winning team. You saw what they do on the football field, winning the state championship this year over St. Thomas Aquinas down in Pittsburgh to win that 5A title. And they've won 7 of their last 8 since they've got everybody back and healthy from that team. Cody Stufflebean, top of the circle, wants to pass down low for Labertew, but it's not there. Stufflebean puts the ball on the floor, drives in, right hand, and one as Cody Stufflebean puts the ball on the floor and drives to the bucket for the first time this year, and a chance at a three-point play. Yeah, just a great move by Cody Stufflebean. He saw the lane, took it, went right down the pipe, got the hit and the harm. So Stufflebean will step to the stripe. 12 out of 15 on the season for the sophomore. Luke Evans comes out of the game, and Bullpups need to take advantage in this last 119. I'm assuming he'll be out the rest of the quarter, but Ben Pyle needs to go to work because so far Evans has really locked him up. Cody Stufflebean completes the three-point play. He's got 3. The lead is back to 2 for Bishop Carroll. 1:15 to go in the opening quarter. And this is a small lineup on the floor for the Golden Eagles. But they don't care. Driving in and missing a layup. Wide open was Carson Prock. The Bullpups get a break there as he just took it right to the basket. Mason Alexander flips a pass. Left wing, Ben Pyle. A 3 will give him the lead, but instead they'll pull it back out and reset. 55 seconds to go in the first quarter. At the right wing, Mason Alexander gets a high screen from Thomas Diggs. Carroll with a high hedge. Now back to Pyle on the left wing, redirecting traffic here. He'll pull the trigger from deep. Good! Ben Pyle from the Bullpup logo gives McPherson a 13-12 lead. 30 seconds to go now in this first quarter. And immediately Luke Evans got up to come back in. They wanted to keep him out, but he's done such a good job on Pyle. They're going to bring him back in, but I got a feeling he'll have to wait till the second quarter because Carroll's going to go for the last shot. 20 seconds now in the first quarter, 13-12 Bullpups. After leading early, they just got back on top. Brennan St. Brain will pull up from 15 feet, and a late foul is called, and Brennan St. Brain, at 5'8" and a sophomore, goes to the stripe for 2. Yeah, I think it was the right call. It was just a late call. And maybe it's just me, but it just doesn't feel like there's the same electricity in here. I think everybody's so worn out from last night, they're still catching their breath. St. Brain misses the first. First free throw of the game for Bishop Carroll. Bullpups also with just 1. Not very many fouls in this game so far. 13 seconds left. It's 13-12 Bullpups. They might be able to have the final shot of this first quarter. Cody Stufflebean and Drew Labertew to the bench. The 3 Alexanders, a Pyle and a Diggs on the floor as St. Brain ties this game up at 13, going 1 for 2 at the stripe. And now Mason Alexander with 11 seconds left to right. Mason, top of the circle, 8 seconds. Mason in a tie game, dribbling in, thinks about pulling up. Back to Ben Pyle. Head fake, gets his man in the air. 3 at the buzzer, won't go. Jake Alexander, the putback at the buzzer. He is fouled and will go to the line for 2 with no time remaining on the clock. The second night in a row that's happened to end a quarter. And we've talked about this. You're shooting free throws with nobody on the line, and it's just kind of strange. Let's see if Jake can make both these, because it's very unaccustomed that you don't shoot a free throw with somebody on the line. So he does knock the first one down. He looked real good doing it. First point since Thursday for him, and he made both of them.
So Jake Alexander is now 19 out of 26 at the free throw line, and as we end the first quarter, McPherson 15, Bishop Carroll 13. Let's take a 30-second break. We're back after this. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
Start of the second quarter from the Roundhouse in the McPherson Invitational title game. The Bullpups lead Bishop Carroll 15-13. Steve said it hasn't really been easy so far, but McPherson still appears to be in control.
I just feel like the Bullpups are not quite as intense so far. They will be, but I'm thinking that game last night took a lot out of them. Of course, Carroll also had a very emotional game last night, so Carroll will get the ball to start the quarter.
Bishop Carroll in its road green uniforms, the third time wearing them here this week. Trying to make it 3-0. Driving in immediately, Tanner Mann stripped on his way to the hole by Jace Alexander. He thought that it hit off of Mann's knee, but instead it's out of bounds, and Carroll will keep it on the end to our left.
Tanner Mann's kind of throwing that arm out there. That's something to keep an eye on. Maybe he may get a charge the next time he does that.
Well, inbound to Luke Evans, going to work on Ben Pyle, and his backdoor pass is thrown away by Mason Alexander. Mason wants to run, dribbling in traffic. Mason now feels a double team, and they'll reset with Ben Pyle. Pyle was 6 in this game. 5. Down in the left corner, Jake Alexander dribbling in, dishing out. Jace for 3, a little strong. Offensive rebound kept alive by Jace, but it goes all the way out to the perimeter, picked up by Tanner Manns of Bishop Carroll. Now a big time pass almost sails into the stand as Tanner Manns delivers an air ball.
That's what you call the ultimate airmail there. That ball had some mustard on it.
7:21 to go in the first half, 15-13 Bullpups.
I want to give a shout-out to my buddy Doug Gare. I'm sure he's listening to Bullpup Basketball. Hope you get better soon, buddy.
Mason Alexander, top of the circle to Thomas Diggs. Diggs being defended down low. Mason now down to Ben Pyle, who draws a triple team, and a foul is called on the floor. It'll be called on Carson Lee. That is his second and team foul number 6.
Yeah, Ben about got his arm torn off there. Made him pay for that one.
Ben Pyle inbounds on the baseline to our right. Lee thought he was going out of the game with 2 fouls, but they say, hey, get back in there. Ben Pyle, turnaround jumper in the lane, a little strong, and a rebound over on the near side by Tanner Mann.
Remember last night, Ben started 2 for 10 in the first half.
Carson Lee lets it fly and gets one heck of a roll to give Bishop Carroll a 16-15 lead from 3. Carson Lee hit all parts of the rim, and a soft rim it was.
It's those kind of shots that just make you wonder, is this team destined? Bishop Carroll, you don't see a 6 seed make the McPherson Invitational Finals very often.
They're 7-4 on the year. Jace Alexander dribbling in, picks it up in the lane. Kick out to Diggs, 1 of the 3. Now back to Mason Alexander from just inside 3. Too strong off the heel, and a long rebound again for Tanner Manns. He is all over that glass.
And I thought Mason had found his stroke last night, but really struck. There's that back door. They run that better than anybody we have seen this year.
And it's Carson Proct who finishes at the rim for an easy 2. Bishop Carroll now leads 18-15. Mason Alexander left open for 3 for a moment. Now passes back off Ben Pyle from deep for a tie. Leaves it way short, and a rebound for Luke Evans underneath. Bishop Carroll out rebounding the Bullpups right now, that's for sure. Carson Proct up top. Dribbles down the left side. Jump stops. Tough defense from Ben Pyle. He may have got a finger on it, a little bit too strong. Rebound Mason Alexander. Mason. Head fake, drives in, kicks out, Jake for the tie. No, Pyle wisely avoids the foul, but another rebound for Tanner Manns. He wants to run in traffic. Diggs gives him a hard elbow to the jugular, and a foul will be called on the floor, team foul number 3.
And, Coach Kinnamon talked about our toughness last night, how, that was as tough as any team we've had in a while. Well, we are not getting a single offensive rebound, and Coach Kinnamon's going to take out Mason Alexander. I think he's going to try and just get Mason to settle down. Mason really struggling tonight with his shot. We thought he'd found it last night, and he's also been getting beat on the defensive, on his defensive. He was the guy on the back door that they beat, so maybe just give him a little rest, and he'll be back, and he'll be just fine.
Tyler Hoppus into the game, as well as Cody Stufflebean. Kick out, Carson Lee tries another 3. No, another offensive rebound. Luke Larkin loses it on the ground. Jace Alexander fights for it, and they will call a jump ball back to McPherson.
Yeah, and again, though, Bullpups not getting any rebounds. The first quarter, McPherson actually had one more rebound, but it's been all Carroll on the glass in this quarter.
5:16 to go in the first half. It is 18-15, Bishop Carroll. Kyler Hoppus will bring the basketball from left to right. Did not score last night. And Kyler has yet to score in his first 2 games of this year's Invitational. And left open underneath, Jake Alexander. Where's the defense? Jake finishes. That's his second basket of the game. Make it 18-17.
What a sweet pass by Kyler Hoppus there. We can see that. We have the perfect angle for that. Threaded the needle like he did a lot of secondaries in football.
18-17. Hoppus almost comes away with a steal. Now kick out to Tanner Mann. Pump fake. Drives in, goes right through Ben Pyle. And a block is called underneath. The basket's good. Tanner Mann with a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play as Ben Pyle thought he had taken a charge.
Well, the McPherson fans didn't like the call and they're booing, but what the problem was Ben started to fall back. He did not hold his position, and that's why it was a block, and I thought it was a really good call.
Tanner Mann's already with 7 points in this game, had 18 against Free State yesterday, and knocks down the free throw for 8 points and a three-point play. 21-17 Carroll with 4:40 to go in the second quarter.
And this Carroll team, they have no fear. I mean, they are not intimidated one bit. The Roundhouse crowd just not into it so far. They haven't had anything to get real excited about for a while. Bullpups in a little bit of a slump here.
And another perfect backdoor cut for Jake Alexander, and Ben Pyle finds him. Jake with back-to-back baskets. He's got 6, and it's 21-19 Bishop Carroll. Carson Prock, the 6'2" junior, dribbles over into the right corner. Working on Kyler Hoppus. Prox pulls up from the right elbow with a one-handed floater. No. Long rebound, Ben Pyle. Bullpups have numbers. Ben passes down low for Cody Stufflebean. Corrals it in. But Stufflebean's pass for Jace Alexander a little strong, and Jace will be called for a foul on a push.
Yeah, that was a frustration foul for Jace Alexander. He just got, he made a turnover, and then he compounded it by getting the foul. Jace has got that football mentality out there, and he kind of got knocked around there. I don't think he liked it, and he came back and got caught for the foul.
Halfway through the second quarter, 21 Carroll, 19 McPherson. Chase Alexander picked up his first foul and team foul number 5. And now a bad pass from Bishop Carroll goes out of bounds on the baseline. Back to McPherson. Bishop Carroll has hustled the Bullpups pretty well tonight, but I think that the thing is they haven't been able to pull away. And that's the thing about a McPherson team. They don't let you do that.
Yeah, exactly. But we got to get this crowd into the game. There's a lot of people sitting on their hands right now.
Mason Alexander at half court, trailing by 2. Bounce pass to Kyler Hoppus in between the rings. Now Jake Alexander floats a pass to him over on the right wing. Hoppus with a head fake, dumps the pass back and throws it out of bounds into the Bishop Carroll bench. They are just frustrating the Bullpups right now.
Yeah, Bullpups just not, they don't have their A game tonight. Got to find it at some point. Remember last night we were down 9 with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. So one thing the Bullpups know, they can get down, but they also know they have the ability to come back. Ben Pyle and Jace Kinnamon into the game for Kyler Hoppus and Jace Alexander. Jace Kinnamon with that big 3 last night at the end of the third quarter that sparked this Bullpup 9-point rally. Luke Evans being defended by Ben Pyle. Luke Evans wanted the backdoor cut. Little John turning around over on the right block, spinning around in circles. There's the backdoor cut, stripped on his way up by Cody Stufflebean. Evans tries to thread a pass. Stufflebean goes down to a knee to pick it up, and a jump ball will be called. Bishop Carroll will keep it. The Bullpups wanted a timeout but didn't get it. Yeah, Jace Kinnamon was calling timeout, and the officials did not see it. Ben Pyle got lucky there. He had a foul that they did not call.
Ben already with 1, 3:03 to go in the second quarter as Bishop Carroll keeps possession. Golden Eagles leading 21-19. Pulling up is Carson Prox. His jumper from the right elbow too strong. Rebound, Ben Pyle. Zips the pass up for Mason Alexander. Jake Alexander, corner 3. Swish! And the Bullpups take a 22-21 lead. Jake Alexander, that ankle's not hurting too bad tonight.
And he's got all 7 of the Bullpup points in the quarter. Welcome back, Jake Alexander.
And he's got 9 points tonight. 2.5 to go in the first half. There's the wake-up call they needed. Evans hesitates, picks up his dribble over on the right block. Working on Ben Pyle. Passes back out to Prox over in the right corner. Driving the baseline. Into the lane, Little John, and he travels.
Yep. Shuffle the feet. Good call. Boy, I tell you, the importance of Jake Alexander in the Bullpup lineup is really showing through tonight.
And assistant coach Treg Fall made a comment before the game that I thought is really important that he said, this is one of the few times in a McPherson Invitational that we are the most imposing-looking team on the floor. Normally it's the bigger schools that have the bigger-looking team. Jake Alexander gets a shot blocked at the free throw line, and Bishop Carroll comes away with a rebound.
And something we haven't seen from the Bullpups tonight, no 1-3-1 trap yet. We have not seen it.
Tanner Mans left open, three, nothing but net. To make it 24-22, Tanner Mans is cooking tonight. He's got 11. Mason Alexander on the right wing. Works off a Cody Stufflebean screen. Bullpups now down 2. Mason Alexander with 3 points in this game. His pass is nearly stolen, but Ben Pyle recovers and pulls the ball back down. Scoops a pass to Mason Alexander. Crosses over. Pullback. 3. No. And a rebound for Luke Evans underneath. Boy, is he a good rebounder.
Yeah, Mason just cannot get it going tonight.
Tanner Mans on the right wing. Somebody's going to mark him up. Tanner Mans works the pick and roll with Evans. Wide open 3. Good. 27-22 and a timeout taken by the Bullpups with 1:17 to go in this first half. They have not been able to stop that Bishop Carroll pick and roll.
No, and it's nothing fancy. They're just doing the same thing almost every time. And, you know, the Bullpups are a team that makes adjustments. Well, they're going to have to adjust because we are just getting killed play after play on that pick and roll.
It's 27-22. Bishop Carroll now with his largest lead of the game at 5. 1:17 to go in this second quarter. And Steve, I think you know how important it is down this stretch to finish this first half strong, because if they let Bishop Carroll jump out to an 8 or 10 point lead at the half, this could be ugly.
Yeah, because they handle the ball so well. And the Bullpups, the lack of alertness on defense is really kind of, very surprising. We are just not reacting. And there's a lot of Bullpup fans that are just sitting here kind of just on their hands again. The Bullpups haven't given their fans a whole lot to get excited about. They had that one lead, but basically this has been all Bishop Carroll.
27-22. Jake Alexander on the right wing now with 1:05 to go in the first half. Jake Alexander's pass is stolen away, tipped to the backcourt. Going up and finishing is Luke Larkin, and Bishop Carroll makes it a 7-point lead. Bad pass there, turns into points off of a turnover. 50 seconds left in the first half.
We are just getting out-toughed. That's all you can say right now.
Mason Alexander in the left corner, a 3, good. And they needed it. Mason Alexander now with 6 points in the game after 18 last night to make it 29-25. And Bishop Carroll wants to hold for the final shot here with 33 seconds left in the first half.
And I think it's very important the Bullpups don't give up a basket here. Bullpups will get the ball to start the second half.
Luke Evans dribbling out toward the end. Being defended by Ben Pyle, but with about 10 feet in between them. Now down to 15 seconds, 29-25 Carroll. As the Golden Eagles are trying to take a halftime lead here at the Roundhouse, a team that they have never beaten before. 6 seconds now. Left wing, Tanner Mans. Being defended by Cody Stufflebean. Wanted a step back 3. Instead drives in, gets stripped, throws up a shot at the buzzer, and banks it in. A prayer for Tanner Mans, and it goes to make it 13 points for him, and 31-25 Bishop Carroll at the half. Steve, that was a worst-case scenario because it wasn't even a good look for 2.
No, he just flung it up there blindly. Didn't even see where he was shooting, and it went in. And that just makes you wonder, is this Bishop Carroll's night? Are they really the team of destiny?
31-25, Bishop Carroll leads at the halftime break here. We will be back on our Prairie Land Partners halftime show in 2 minutes. Keep you updated on the stats and everything coming up for the rest of this game. And the Bullpups need to come back here again, down by 6 at the break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
We start the second half here at the Roundhouse as the Bullpups are trying to win another McPherson Invitational title and win their 4th straight and 24th overall. Jim Joyner and Steve Sal on 96.7 FM KBBE. The Bullpups will start with the basketball, but they also start down 6.
Yeah, and I just got a text from my number 1 fan, Wilson. Wilson missed the first half, and when I told Wilson we were down by 6, Wilson got very concerned, so Wilson says, go Pups.
We need some of that Wilson magic. 31-25 Bishop Carroll as McPherson starts with the basketball, going from right to left. Thomas Diggs thought about a pass over here to the near side, but instead gets it for Drew Labertew. Had to sit down a lot of that first half with 2 fouls. Thomas Diggs Hands off for Ben Pyle, avoids a double team. Ben dribbling in, kicking out, now slipping a pass down low. Labertew won't get the left hand to go. Off the backboard, no. Ben Pyle, another offensive rebound and finish. And one. Labertew missed two easy ones, but Ben Pyle cleans things up and a chance at a three-point play.
Yeah, and it worked out better for the Bullpups because now they get a chance at a three-point play. One thing I've noticed, and they're letting a lot of push and go. Ben Pyle, when he goes through the lane, there's a big push in the back when he's dribbling the ball. So maybe they'll tighten that up a little bit here.
Ben knocks down the and one free throw. He's got 8 points, and just like that, they've cut into half of this deficit. 31-28 Carroll now with the ball for the first time.
Still surprised we've not seen the 1-3-1 trap. They must feel like Carroll is just too good of a passing team that they would just slice and dice it.
Lob down low to Luke Evans, who draws four defenders. Chase Alexander had the steal and the score for a moment, and instead going to the floor is Tanner Mann. Bodies down on the floor, a jump ball is called, and Bishop Carroll will keep it. Luke Evans, it looks like, got poked in the eye. His right eye is all sorts of red in the midst of the scrum, and he's their best player.
And KU escapes tonight, 70-67 against Baylor. Boy, they can't do anything easy at home, just kind of like the Bullpups.
Let's see if the Bullpups can escape with a win. Tanner Mann tries a three after being red hot in the first half. Misses it short, but an offensive rebound is picked up by Carson Lee, and then a timeout as he was tight-roping that sideline right in front of the Bishop Carroll bench. So the Golden Eagles catch a break there. 31 Carroll, 28 McPherson with 6:54 to go in this third quarter. Steve, you can feel some of that energy pick up whenever they make a shot. And the Bullpups, like they did in the fourth quarter last night, have to find ways to string together not only scores, but stops.
Yeah, that'll get the crowd into the game. Like I said in the first half, a very kind of subdued crowd. I think everybody was exhausted from that remarkable finish last night. But Bullpups started off. They get a three-point play to start it, and it's just too bad they didn't get that rebound right there because now Carroll gets a second chance opportunity. Carroll is getting every loose ball, though. It just seems like all the 50-50 balls have gone Carroll's way so far.
They out-rebounded McPherson 13-9 in the first half, and Carroll was also 5 out of 7 from three.
Yeah, 60% shooting from the field. You just can't think in this building that can continue.
Luke Evans over on the right wing after the inbounds. There's their backdoor pass for Carson Lee. They'll swing it around the perimeter to the left side. Carson Proct dribbles in, and now resets. Tanner Mann takes about 3 steps on his way to the rim, gets hacked, and will go to the line for two. Took a jump stop and then 2 more steps. But he's fouled. We'll see who they give it to. It'll be called on Chase Alexander.
And I don't think anybody thought that Tanner Manns was this good a player. They knew he was a decent player, but he has been an all-state type player tonight. He's only a sophomore.
As he misses the first free throw short. He was 2 out of 7 from 3 last night. 2 out of 3 at the free throw line. Did not take a free throw in the first game. Second one for Tanner Manns is good.
Just got a final from Central Christian College. The men lose 78-70 to nationally ranked Wayland Baptist after they had been ahead quite a bit of that game.
Drew Labertew on the left wing. Kick out. Chase Alexander was open for 3. Now they'll reset and swing it around the perimeter. Bullpups trailing 32-28. 6:25 to go in the third quarter. Ben Pyle and the Bullpups with the basketball for just a second time in this second half. Kick out, Ben Pyle, left open 3, knocks it down. Ben Pyle with a big grin on his face. He's now got 11. He's starting to heat up, and it's 32-31.
I don't think Ben realized how wide open he was because he hasn't been wide open all night. He had time to set his feet. Beautiful stroke.
Luke Evans, who is a great all-state caliber linebacker or free safety for this Bishop Carroll football team that went on to win a state championship. And now Carson Proct will drive in and pick up a foul on Drew Labertew and will go to the free throw line for 2.
And you just don't realize how young this Carroll team is. I mean, they're loaded with sophomores, juniors, freshmen, not many seniors.
So Carson Proct will step to the free throw line for 2 here. He's been good at the stripe so far this week and knocks down the first. He's got 3 points in this game. And coming into this game, he was 6 out of 8 at the free throw line. Drew Labertew and Thomas Diggs come out. Cody Stufflebean, Jake Alexander come in.
Well, the ultimate respect for the Bullpups toward Bishop Carroll. They have not pressed. They have not gone to their vaunted 1-3-1 trap. That tells me Coach Kinnamon thinks Carroll is too quick, and really they are. They're the quicker team out here, and Coach Kinnamon must feel like the Bullpups all that would do is lead to a layup drill for the Eagles.
Carson Prock knocks down both. Bishop Carroll now 5 out of 7 as a team from the free throw line, 34-31. Mason Alexander over here to the near side as Ben Pyle and the Bullpups again are trying to rally from a second-half deficit. Mason Alexander dribbling in, dumps it over to Cody Stufflebean, drives the right baseline, won't finish, offensive rebound, contact and one! Cody Stufflebean for the second time tonight with a chance at a three-point play. Muscles Cody Stufflebean.
How relentless is he? He knows when he shoots the ball he's missed it. He goes right after it. Great hustle by Cody Stufflebean.
Cody with 5 points tonight, had 5 points last night. Coming off of the bench, and look at his last 3 games. 5 against Andale, 6 against Blue Valley West, and 5 against Shawnee Mission East. Make it 6 tonight. The Bullpups are a perfect 5 for 5 as a team from the stripe, and they have knotted it up at 34 apiece with 5:20 to go in the third quarter.
And the crowd, we're starting to show a pulse now as the Bullpup, and there's out of bounds, a turnover. Here we go.
That's what they needed.
McPherson magic maybe starting to rear.
34-34, 5:17 to go in the third quarter. The Bullpups trailed by 6 at half. Mason Alexander over to the right side for Ben Pyle. He's into double digits. Mason swings it to the near side for Jace Alexander. Jace steps through, kick out. Jake Alexander all alone, misses a 3, but Jace Alexander gets there for an offensive rebound, and they call a foul.
Wow, I thought that was pretty clean. Jace Alexander looked like he'd ripped that ball away. They're calling it as a slap to the face.
Okay.
So that, I can see that. That's 3 on Jace, and he's going to come out. Tom Diggs back in.
Team foul number 3 against the Bullpups, just over 3 minutes in to this second half, 34 apiece. Bishop Carroll trying to beat McPherson for the first time in school history. Luke Evans, backdoor pass, is knocked out of bounds. Great hands by Cody Stufflebean as it hits off his fingers, then off of the shoes of Gunnar Lynch and out of bounds. Cody Stufflebean, 6 points and a very productive 8 minutes.
Yeah, he really has been good, and Bullpups, they get a basket here, get that crowd going crazy again.
Cody Stufflebean and the Bullpups trying to take the lead for the first time in the second half. Mason Alexander dribbling at the top of the circle, had 6 points in that first half. Here's Jake Alexander dribbling to his right. Favoring that ankle. Jake drives in and clanks it off the side of the backboard. Rebound Luke Evans at Bishop Carroll. Evans, you know he can pull the trigger from deep. Now to the top for Tanner Mans. Back to Evans. Hand in the face, that's the left hand of Ben Pyle. Evans, hands off to Mans. He's already got 14. Working on Jake Alexander. They close in. Evans, contested 3 for the lead. Off the back iron. Rebound for Mason for a moment, but then kept alive by Carson Prock. Evans blows past Ben Pyle. Now to Tanner Mans. It's stolen away by Mason Alexander. 2-on-1. Left hand and in for the lead. Mason Alexander's got 8. The Bullpups have their first lead of the second half. Halfway through quarter number 3.
We got to turn up the ball. Here comes the trap.
Bishop Carroll breaks out of it. They leave Brennan St. Vrain open for 3. And again, Bishop Carroll gets a ridiculous roll. 37-36, Golden Eagles.
First time we tied the trap, they broke it easily for a 3-pointer. Probably won't see that trap again.
Mason Alexander dribbles and stumbles, and a timeout taken by Coach Kinnamon before Mason lost the possession. 37 Bishop Carroll, 36 McPherson, with 3:24 to go in the third quarter. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
Bishop Carroll with a 37-36 lead over McPherson in the McPherson Invitational title game. The Bullpups are trying to win it for the 4th straight year, but Bishop Carroll trying to win their first ever title and their first ever game against the Bullpups. After the timeout, Mason Alexander inbounds on the baseline to our left. Mason Alexander, Jake Alexander, Ben Pyle, Thomas Diggs, and Cody Stufflebean on the floor for McPherson. Mason up top. 3:15 to go now in this third quarter. And over into the right corner for Thomas Diggs. Diggs has yet to score in this game. Diggs, bounce past Ben Pyle with a head fake, gets into the lane, gets bumped, and a foul will be called on the floor as Ben was trying to take it in. Foul is called on Luke Evans. That is his first.
Labertew getting ready to come back in again. Ben Pyle, they're trying to rough him up is what they're trying to do. They're trying to frustrate him and kind of get him out of his rhythm. He started out real quick with 6 points here in the second half, but he's been pretty quiet the last 4 minutes.
They inbound to Ben Pyle. They leave him wide open in the left corner. No. Rebound tips out to half court, and Drew Labertew secures it. Almost travels, but keeps it alive. Hustle play, Drew Labertew. And now Mason Alexander is stripped. Carson Brock to the other end. Will not make the shot. It's fouled by Labertew. That is his fourth. And Carson Brock will go to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, just a very unfortunate set of circumstances there. Bullpups trying to take the lead, and now they've got to keep from going 3 down. Another turnover for the Bullpups. Just again, they've just not been sharp tonight, Jim. And you just wonder how much last night took out of them. But you don't want to make excuses because Carroll did the exact same thing. Had a tough game, and the free throw is missed.
Bishop Carroll leading 37-36. Carson Proct at the line for 2, as he now has 1 more to go. And checking back into the game is Tanner Mans, the leading scorer in this game for either team with 14, as he replaces Luke Evans, who has 8 in this game here tonight. 17 in the first game in their win over Derby. A 76-63 win over the Derby Panthers, and Carson Proct gets the second one to go. He's 3 out of 4 at the free throw line with 5 points, 38-36 Carroll. Mason Alexander from right to left. Over to Cody Stufflebean on the left wing. Drives in, draws some contact, but an offensive foul on Stufflebean. We thought it would be a third and 1 opportunity, but Stufflebean instead called for the charge.
And I thought Stufflebean had gotten around his defender, and Coach Kinnamon kind of giving the Kinnamon stare to the official. That was a real bang-bang play.
2:40 to go in the third quarter, and Bishop Carroll with a 38-36 lead. Remember, the Bullpups trailed by 9 last night against Shawnee Mission East in their comeback win, 61-49 to get here tonight. And Shawnee Mission East ended up taking third place today and beat Free State in the game before this one. Alex Littlejohn working on Cody Stufflebean. Stufflebean with a strip. He pulls a Houdini act and pulls it away. Bullpups have numbers, 3 on 2. Mason Alexander leading the charge. Dumps the pass. Jace Alexander goes up, and a charge is called again.
And that's a good call. Jace Alexander just put his head down and absolutely blasted into the defender. And he just can't believe the call, but that's a legit call. He just ran over the defender, and again, another Bullpup basket wiped out, and that's 4 on Jace Alexander. Gabe Hoover, who has not played at all, getting ready to come into the game. Bullpups in serious foul trouble.
Alex Littlejohn gets stripped, and somehow the ball bounces right back into the hands of Luke Larkin, but he misses an easy 2. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bullpups trailing by 2. Pyle pulls up 8 feet, nothing but net. Ben Pyle with 13. We're tied at 38 with 1:45 to go in this third frame. Aaron Trost, Gabe Hoover will come as the next dead ball. Bullpups defending the basket to our right. And now Mason Alexander with a strip and a steal. Leading the charge and a carry.
Another turnover on Mason Alexander. My goodness, we have not seen Mason have this much trouble handling the basketball in quite a while.
So Jace Alexander and Cody Stufflebean will go to the bench. Aaron Trost, Gabe Hoover in the game. Mason Alexander, Ben Pyle, Thomas Diggs, Aaron Trost, Gabe Hoover, the 5 Bullpups on the floor. Bishop Carroll working from left to right. And here's Carson Proct over to the near side for Tanner Mans. Mans, an entry pass for Luke Evans, where they want to run their backdoor stuff. And they run it. Brennan, St. Brain, lob from 2,
Great rebound, Mason.
As he skies up and grabs it with his left hand. We're all tied up with 1 minute to go in the third quarter. Mason hands back off to Gabe Hoover. Now looking down low for Aaron Trost. Ball hits off of his hands and goes into the hands of Bishop Carroll, and a turnover there.
Man, Bullpups really struggling with their ball handling. That ball hit Aaron Trost right in the hands, and he just fumbled it out of bounds, and that's a charge.
Tanner Mans drives in, and that is a charge with 47 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Knotted up at 38 apiece, and Cody Stufflebean and Jake Alexander will check back into the game for McPherson. That foul will be number 3 on Tanner Mans, and team foul number 4 against the Golden Eagles.
And how many chances have we had to take the lead in this quarter? And we've had about 3 possessions where we haven't even gotten a shot off because we've turned it over. Turnovers really hurting the Bullpups.
Bullpups are outscoring Bishop Carroll 13-7 in this third quarter, but we're all knotted up at 38 apiece. 40 seconds left in this third frame. Mason Alexander thought about a 3, right wing. Picks up his dribble at the free throw line. Left corner, Pyle dribbling in, and a one-handed This place is rocking! Ben Pyle with 15 as he slams it down with authority. Ben Pyle lets out a yell and says, "Let me hear you, Roundhouse. This place is coming to its feet."
Now it's getting loud. Now it's getting loud.
Woo!
Everybody just got out of their comas, I think, because Ben Pyle rocks the Roundhouse.
8 seconds left in the third quarter. 40-38. Luke Evans dumps a pass down low. Carson Prock goes up and one with 3.3 left to go in the third quarter and a free throw to take the lead going into the fourth.
And the Bullpups had a miscommunication on the back line there. Jake Alexander kind of looking at Mason Alexander saying, "Hey, what happened there?" And this Carroll team, I mean, it's borderline ridiculous how resilient it is. They are one fantastic basketball team.
Carson Prock for the lead with 3.3 seconds left in the third quarter. And misses. Pyle with a rebound. 2 seconds. 1 second. He'll pull up from just beyond half court and misses off to the left. Well, here we go. We're all tied up at 40 apiece as we start the fourth quarter here for the 54th annual McPherson Invitational. 8 more minutes to determine a champion. We're back after this. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
Well, we said it last night at the start of this fourth quarter. Buckle up. We're saying it again. We're all tied up at 40 apiece between Bishop Carroll and McPherson with 8 more minutes to determine our McPherson Invitational champion. Ben Pyle rocked the rim with a dunk and rocked the Roundhouse with that dunk, but Bishop Carroll had a response with an and-one play right before the break, and here we go, 40 apiece.
And just remember in the fourth quarter last night, the Bullpups outscored Shawnee Mission East 25-7. You wonder how the Bullpups are even tied. Carroll shooting 55%, the Bullpups 40, but they're hanging tough.
Mason Alexander over to the near side for Thomas Diggs. Diggs finds Mason. Left open three for the lead. No. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it will stick with McPherson. Thomas Diggs fighting for position down low as Carroll touched it last.
Hey, Tom Diggs is just playing like a man in there. He's giving a lot of size away. Okay, here's the Bullpup inbounds play. They score off more inbounds plays than any team I've ever seen, but they didn't do it there. And we got a hold inside, and those fouls starting to mount up now for Carroll. They hardly had any fouls early in this half, but now they're up to 5.
Second one on Luke Evans as he's not happy with the call. Mason Alexander inbounding. Baseline to our left. They inbound into the left corner. Mason now takes the handoff from Diggs. 20 seconds into the final quarter, tied up at 40 apiece. Ben Pyle works off a high screen from Thomas Diggs, almost a moving screen. Ben Pyle with 15 points in the game. Back up top for Diggs. Here's Mason. Mason in the game with 8. After 18 last night, Mason sees some light off the glass to the rim. No, but he gets his own offensive rebound. Kick out, Jake for the lead. Good! As the Bullpups go up 43-40. Jake Alexander nursing that ankle. He's got 12 points tonight. What sprained ankle?
And where would they be without Jake Alexander tonight?
43-40. See what Bishop Carroll has made up now. They've been able to respond this entire week. Driving in is Carson Prock, who left his feet for a pass and ran through Cody Stufflebean. Where
was the charge on that one? Great defense by the Bullpups. Watch the inbounds play now.
Prock inbounding into the lane. Tanner Mans loses it for a moment. And Ben Pyle with a block. And Ben Pyle gets hacked. And Luke Evans picks up his third. Team foul number 6. So both teams are in the bonus the rest of the way. That was a gutty defensive stand right there.
And Luke Evans barking at his teammates, and that was just a frustration foul. Ben blocked the shot. Luke Evans just whacked him across the arm.
43-40 Bullpups. 1 minute into this fourth quarter. Trying for their 24th MIT title and their 4th straight. These seniors have won one every single year. Ben Pyle, handoff Diggs. Diggs spinning in at the free throw line. Kick out. Pyle, 3, short. Rebound on the backside, kept alive by Gunnar Lynch. And Bishop Carroll hangs on there. And 90 seconds into the fourth quarter.
The people were halfway out of their seats. I mean, that ball was all the way down. It came back out. Watch the back doors.
Now a 3 ball on the other side for Bishop Carroll. It's missed by Carson Prock, but he gets his own rebound after 2 bounces out toward half court. So Bishop Carroll gets a second opportunity here. Down 43-40. Prock drives in, jump stop, and he gets it to go over Ben Pyle in a tough finish there. He's got 9 points. 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. 43-42, Bullpups. Ben Pyle, signed for Mason Alexander. Now to Jake Alexander on the right wing. Jake hit the three a moment ago. Back to Mason. Being defended by Carson Prock. Wanted cutting Ben Pyle. Won't give it to him. Mason loses his dribble off his shoe. But then picked up by Jake Alexander. Scoops a pass. Those whip it around. Top of the circle. Mason, three. Short. Offensive rebound knocked by Thomas Diggs off the noggin of a Bishop Carroll player, but instead they keep it alive. Thought it was going to go out of bounds.
Boy, we got to get Mason to start knocking those open shots down. He had a great look there. It looked like it was going to go, but it didn't.
They run the pick and roll, and Luke Evans misses out on a three-point opportunity. Had an easy finish at the rim as Thomas Diggs fouled him. His second, team foul number 8, and Luke Evans going to the free throw line for 2 to tie or take the lead.
Bullpups just cannot shake this Carroll team. What tenacity this young team. I think they're too young to know what a high-pressure situation this is, because this young Carroll team is playing well beyond its years.
Luke Evans misses the first free throw, and he can't believe it. So now at worst, Bishop Carroll can tie this game up at 43. Thomas Diggs checks out. Drew Labertew, who's playing with 4 fouls, checks in.
And he's a very cerebral player. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays the rest of the game without picking up that fifth.
Second one for Evans is good, and we're tied. Luke Evans has 9. 43 apiece. 5:10 to go. Bishop Carroll trying to hang on here in one of the toughest places to play in this state. Ben Pyle drives down that left side. Contact and one. As Ben Pyle gets right into that student section and says, "Let me hear ya." Ben Pyle with a perfect take there, and a timeout will be taken. Instead, it's just a sub. Foul is on Luke Evans, his 4th. Ben Pyle with a chance at a three-point play.
Man, when the chips are down, who do you call? Ben Pyle. What a money man he is.
17 fouls against Bishop Carroll. Evans will go to the bench with 4. 5:02 to go. And the Bullpups have a chance to make this a 3-point lead and a 3-point play. Ben Pyle with 17 after 22 last night. Make it 18.
Got to get a stop here.
46-43, 5 to go. Mason Alexander will pick up Carson Prock as soon as he crosses half court. Prock over to the left side for Brennan St. Vrain, a 5'8" sophomore with 4 points in this game. And now almost a carry. Kicking out into the left corner, Luke Larkin. He'll reset at the top, being picked up by Cody Stufflebean. Tanner Mann driving in. Labertew steps in, one of the charge. He ran through him, but might have sold a little too much as Tanner Mann goes off the backboard and in. He's got 16, and that makes this a 1-point Bullpup lead. Mason Alexander dribbling in, dumps the pass down. Stufflebean gets hit from behind, but a block is called, and instead a block for Bishop Carroll to the other end of the floor. Carroll can take the lead here, trailing by 1, 4:15 to go. Great defense by the Golden Eagles there. Larkin dribbling in, scooping a pass back out, almost stolen. St. Vrain, kick out, Larkin, 3 for the lead, way too strong. Pyle, rebound on the air ball on the backside. And the student section's letting him hear it. Halfway through the fourth quarter, 46-45 McPherson. Pyle with a crossover, dribbles in, draws 3 defenders. Pyle drives in, gets fouled. His foul will be called on the floor, and a 1-and-1 coming up for Ben Pyle.
Bullpups still up 1, nursing this lead. You got your main man, Ben Pyle, at the line. Ben, he's reaching deep into his bag of tricks tonight. He is using all his arsenal. You know, he's showing 6'8", and he handles the ball like a 5'8" player.
The Bullpups are 6 out of 6 at the free throw line tonight. They get 7 out of 7.
And you could hear a pin drop as Ben was ready to shoot that free throw. That's how smart this Bullpup crowd is.
Ben Pyle is 3 out of 3 at the line. Now a chance to make this a 3-point game. He does. Ben's got 20. 48-45 McPherson. 3:50 to go. And Luke Evans, the Golden Eagles' best player, ready to check back in. He'll be playing with 4 fouls. So we know what Ben Pyle's going to do. Take it right at him. Bullpups need a stop.
Coach Kinnamon saying, 1 more stop. Just get us 1 more stop.
Driving in, tough defense by Mason Alexander with a steal as he dives into the stands to keep it alive. Cody Stufflebean secures it. There's the stop they needed. 3.5 to go. Mason Alexander will direct traffic with a 3-point lead, 48-45. Here to the near side, Drew Labertew. Back up top, Ben Pyle, already with 20 in this game. Mason Alexander, right wing. They work the pick and roll. It's not there. Stufflebean in the lane. Pyle, scoop shot, good! Ben's got 22. And when you need him to score, there's Ben Pyle every single time. The lead is 5, 50-45, and a full timeout taken by Bishop Carroll with 3 minutes to go. Listen to this place roar. A full timeout taken by Bishop Carroll. The Bullpups are playing for their 4th straight title and their 24th overall. We'll take a 30-second break. We're back after this. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
Exactly 3 minutes to go from the Roundhouse. The Bullpups lead Bishop Carroll 50-45, and they trailed at halftime 31-25. Steve Sell, the Bullpups haven't been their best tonight, but what they have been is relentless. They will not give up, and they will never give up.
Oh, it's unbelievable how, this team just continues to battle. They were down as many as, 6 in this game that I can remember, maybe 7. Yeah, they're down 7 in this game, but they have come back, and Luke Evans, a great move. Oh, boy, we didn't need that.
Right out of the break, he drives in, draws the contact, and 1. So Luke Evans, who now has 11 points, to the line for a chance at a 3-point play, and to make this a 2-point game, second foul on Ben Pyle. He took it right at him.
Very good. Evans is a very, very good player.
And he's a leader on this team, and he misses a free throw. His second miss tonight, very uncharacteristic for him. So the Bullpups still clinging to a 3-point lead, 50-47, 2:45 to go. Labertew to Cody Stufflebean at the top. Now gets it into the hands of Mason Alexander. Pyle, backdoor, Stufflebean lays it in, and 1. Cody Stufflebean has got 8 points and a career high on a career night for Cody Stufflebean. The 6'4" sophomore says, let's see those muscles. I told him that earlier today. I said, hey, let's get a flex. And all he could do was give me a laugh. Cody Stufflebean, again, trying for a 3-point play the old-fashioned way, and this one spins in and out. His first miss from the line on the night. 52-47, 2.5 to go. The Bullpups need another stop here. Up to the top for Tanner Mann. Tough defense by Cody Stufflebean, and they will call a moving screen. Or I couldn't tell if it was a foul or not. Maybe a travel. Who knows? Either way, ball back to the Bullpups. We were shielded by this official right in front of me. Either way, turnover going back to McPherson. 52-47, 2:22 to go. Mason Alexander and the Bullpups trying to close things out here. Stufflebean at the top. To the right wing, Mason Alexander. Bullpups have no problem with taking some time here. One more free throw and they're in the double bonus. Stufflebean to the right wing, Jake Alexander. Jake has been great off the bench tonight with 12 points. Back to Ben Pyle, 2 minutes to go, and a 5-point lead. Mason drives, left side, a floater, perfect. Mason Alexander with 10, and that Bullpup lead grows to 7, 54-47. Bishop Carroll in trouble.
They call it the heart of a champion, Jim, and they are displaying that tonight.
Driving in, Carson Prock picks up his dribble. Luke Evans might pull the trigger from 3. A head fake, almost a perfect steal by Mason Alexander, but a foul is called as Mason will pick up his second, team foul number 10, and that will put Luke Evans to the free throw line for 2. Double bonus here. Bishop Carroll with 9 team fouls, so one more, and the Bullpups will be in the double bonus from here on out. Luke Evans, first one. Good. You may have heard it on your microphone as Coach Kinnamon just screamed to the players on the floor and said, free throw, box out. And he's exactly right. They cannot afford to give Bishop Carroll an offensive rebound here. Chase Alexander into the game for Cody Stufflebean. McPherson leading by 6, 54-48. Luke Evans, the second of 2, and he knocks down both. Evans now with 13, and Bishop Carroll will show full court pressure, and I don't know if the Bullpups are ready for it, so they will take a timeout. Steve, let's keep it here. 54-49, McPherson leads with 1:37 to go. Here in this MIT title game, what have we been saying all day long? Every game of this tournament has been high intensity. Every game has been competitive. And every game we've seen from Bishop Carroll has been exactly that. This is a team that just does not go away. And you've said it, this is a young team, but this is a very good team.
This is a team that can win Class 5A. I'm not kidding. 5A very wide open this year, maybe other than Aquinas. But this is a team, the way they play, with the way they run their offense and, you know, how hard they play, this is a team that could win Class 5A. But the Bullpups, again, for the second straight night, just when it looks dark, you know, all of a sudden they reach down deep, they find that little something extra, and maybe it's not as loud in here tonight as it was last night, but this crowd has really been a factor.
It's pretty loud. 1:37 to go in the game. 54-49 McPherson, and the Bullpups will be inbounding on the baseline to our right, and they can run the baseline. And the other thing here, Steve, they cannot afford to turn this ball over and give Bishop Carroll a second chance.
Exactly.
The Bullpups will be in the double bonus the next time they're fouled. All three Alexanders on the floor, Drew Labertew and Ben Pyle. Bishop Carroll will show a softer full court pressure. Tanner Mann's the head of this 1-3-1 zone trap. The Bullpups are familiar with that. Labertew picks up his dribble, gets it into the front court for Ben Pyle. 1:27 to go. And now Bishop Carroll has to choose who they want to foul. And they want to foul Jake Alexander. Foul is picked up by Luke Larkin. Larkin picks up his third, and team foul number 10.
Yeah, he'll be shooting too. And the thing is, I think Coach Mike Dominick's thinking, you know, he didn't play last night, but surely by now he's figured out that Jake hasn't hardly missed a step. He's been terrific tonight.
And he hasn't missed a free throw either. He knocks down the first. He's 3 out of 3 and has 13 points. Jake on the season, 20 out of 27 at the stripe. The lead is up to 6.
And if you're the Bullpups, you want to keep it in the hands of Jake Alexander, Ben Pyle, and Mason Alexander. They're all outstanding free throw shooters.
Jake Alexander, second one coming. In and out. So he's 3 out of 4 in the night at the line. The lead is still 6, 1:15 to go. Bishop Carroll doesn't exactly need a 3 yet, but they need to score to have a chance to stay around. Back to the top. They'll try a 3. Carson Lee off the heel. No good. Rebound, Ben Pyle as he secures it underneath. He throws it up the floor for Jace Alexander, who's fouled. And Jace Alexander will have 2 free throws coming up here on the season. 71%.
And that's a pretty good foul because the Bullpups had a leak out going, and all Jace Alexander would have to do was look up, throw the ball down court, and it would have been a layup, and it had been ball game. But now, Jace Alexander needs to make at least 1 of 2 because then 2 threes can't tie the game.
Jace had 9 points last night. It gets the first to go, his first point of the night tonight. Jace averaging 3.2 points per game this season, and now has 23 points in his 9 games at the McPherson Invitational Tournament. Second one for Jace Alexander, give the Bullpups an 8-point lead, and it's good. 57-49. 1 minute to go as Bishop Carroll rolls the basketball up the floor. Hand off to Luke Evans, playing with 4 fouls. He'll pull the trigger from deep. This one's short. Rebound secured by Cody Stufflebean. Rips his arms through, trying to find somewhere to go with the ball. Throws it up the floor. Ball knocked out of bounds by Bishop Carroll with 49.9 seconds left.
Gotta like the Bullpups' chances now, Jim. They're up 2.5 possessions, so to speak. 2 threes doesn't hurt you by Carroll, but I think the Bullpups are in awful good position. I'd take the Bullpups and +8 with 49 seconds to go about any time of the day.
They inbound into the backcourt for Mason Alexander. There's the triple team. Gets it up to Jake Alexander and a foul. So Jake Alexander going to the line for 2 with 45 seconds left and an 8-point lead. Jake Alexander, who has been the talk of the McPherson Invitational after spraining his ankle on the first night against Blue Valley West in the first half. And we didn't know if he'd be able to play either anytime this weekend or even Tuesday against Newton as he misses the first. But Jake Alexander off the bench tonight has been sensational with 13 points for number 13. Second one for Jake Alexander, good. so he's got 14 that comes out of the game. Drew Labertew and Cody Stufflebean in for the offense to defensive substitution. 45 seconds left, 58-49 Bullpups.
Coach Kinnamon just doing a masterful job with his substitutions.
The Bullpups are down 6 at half. They now lead by 9. Luke Evans drives in, runs through Drew Labertew. No foul called. Luke Evans doesn't like the call. Rebound secured by McPherson. Mason up the floor. Stufflebean lays it in off the glass, and that one might seal it. 60-49. Stufflebean with a career-high 10. 20 seconds left. Driving in, Ben Pyle had a big-time block, but a foul is called with 21.2 left. 60-49 Bullpups, and Bishop Carroll going to the free throw line for a pair. So Tanner Mans will step to the free throw line after Ben Pyle's third personal foul. It's an 11-point lead. Again, Steve, it wasn't a perfect start for this Bullpup team, but a group of veterans, a group of seniors that know how to win down the stretch. I said it last night. Well, these guys know how to win.
It was 25-7 last night in the fourth quarter. Right now, it's 20-10 in the fourth quarter. These guys just know how to finish.
Closers. 60-50 as Mans hits the first, Mans hits the second. And Tanner Mans, what a game tonight. He has 18 points.
And if you're the Bullpups, you want to get the ball into Mason Alexander because they're going to foul right away.
Ben Pyle inbounds to Mason Alexander. 20 seconds left. Mason into the backcourt for Ben Pyle. Pyle is fouled, and that puts Ben to the free throw line for 2. And 16.2 left in a 9-point lead.
And if he makes this first one, I'd like to see Coach Kinnamon empty the bench because that would make it there's no way you can lose it with, 16 seconds ago and up 10. And now Coach Dominic, he is waving the white flag. He's putting his guys in that haven't gotten in. That is a classy act. Mike Dominic, a classy coach, and Ben misses. But I think the subs are going to come in for Carroll. And if you're Coach Kinnamon, now he didn't see all those subs going in. But, of course, Coach Kinnamon has played his, there we go, we're going to see some subs going in. There we go.
He was messing with him at first, and he said, no, we're not going to let you go in, then gave him the big wave. And the Bullpups get a standing ovation.
And I just can't believe our fans are just kind of sitting on their hands, but
here they come.
The old-timers are standing and clapping. So
60-51. Ben Pyle, if he makes it, will come out of the game, and you'll hear a big roar. He makes it. And here comes that roar. 61-51 with 16.2 left. The Bullpups are going to win another McPherson Invitational title. Bishop Carroll down by 10 with 10 seconds left. They'll try one more shot. This one from the parking lot, a little bit too strong. Aaron Trost with the rebound. He secures it. 4 seconds left. 3 seconds left. And the Roundhouse comes to its feet. For the 24th time, the Bullpups win the McPherson Invitational by a final score of 61-51. They overcome a 6-point halftime deficit, and McPherson victors again. Bullpups win! Bullpups win! Bullpups win it! And for the 4th consecutive year, the Bullpups and these seniors are Invitational champions. What a night here at the Roundhouse, Steve, and what a weekend as we saw 12 terrific games. But again, in one of the toughest fields that this Invitational has seen in a long time, the Bullpups stand atop the podium.
Yeah, and boy, did they earn it this time. Blue Valley West gave them a pretty good game in the first round, but last night was just the ultimate gut check. A 21-point swing, and just got a text from Wilson. Wilson says, I knew if you'd mentioned me at halftime, the Bullpups would rally to win. So Wilson sends congratulations. But anyway, tonight, this was a tough game. The Bullpups down as many as 7 in this game, down 6 at the half. Just an amazing performance. And like we said, these guys are finishers. This senior class never lost a game in this tournament. They went 12-0.
Unbelievable. 61-51 the final score as Bishop Carroll gave one heck of an effort tonight, but they fall just short, and now the trophy ceremony beginning on the floor here at the Roundhouse. Let's take a 2-minute break. We're back after this. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.